everyone, it's Tammy, and I know that this is a little late. Today is the 6th of December, and I'm not sure exactly when I'm posting this, but I'm hoping that I'm doing it soon. I am going to do my favorites of kind of October and November. It's pretty much together because I didn't do one in October, and I have several candles, not as many as one might think, to go over, but let's just get started. So I'm going to do my empties first, and I don't have a ton of favorites this month because this is a lot of work to put together a favorites video, and I just don't have a ton of things to put in here. I will say some of my favorites, but I don't have favorites to necessarily show you. So let's go ahead and do the empties. So I have several of the burns that I've done, the wax melts, and this one was Front Porch Candle Company, and it's in the flavor in the scent flannel, and I gave it a 5. It had a nice throw and it smelled really good, so this was a 5 out of 5, but my scale is very lenient. So it's not the best candle I've ever smelled, but it's a good one. Actually, one of the best candles I have ever smelled is not that one either. Oh goodness, it's this one, I think, and I have tons of stuff in here. Yes, it is this White Barn Summer Boardwalk. Oh my gosh. It smells so good. It is like walking down a summer boardwalk and smelling all of that wonderful goodness. This light is like in my eye, so I'm going to try to move it. Ooh, and I'm moving you guys. I'm sorry. Urgh. I don't know if that's any better or worse, but it's better for me. So, it just smells so good. It smells kind of like caramel corn. But then when you smell it again, it smells like something else sweet, not necessarily caramel. It just smells really good. And I burnt as much of it as I could. It burned itself out. And I'm going to have to throw this bad boy away. And I really don't want to, but that's all right. I also burned this White Barn Pumpkin Spice. I don't think it burnt itself out, but it really tried. I think I was going to bed right as it was about done, and I didn't want to leave it burning, so I blew it out, but I can still faintly smell it, but it was a good one. It was nice. It didn't have a really good throw, but it was decent. I have a Yankee Candle that I did not keep. I accidentally threw it away, and it was one of the larger jars of blueberry something, and it wasn't very good. It smelled good when you were up on it, but it had no throw at all. None whatsoever. It was like just, unless you were right next to it, you couldn't smell the thing. And it was a big candle, so I felt kind of bad, but I think that's why I threw it away. I was mad at it. I also have this Yankee Candle, which is the Candied Pecan. And this is a small one. It's a 1 wick. And it still has an inch maybe in it, maybe a little less, 3/4 of an inch, but I can't smell anything anymore. And it had an okay throw. I am about, I don't know, 6 feet away from where I was burning it, and I could smell it occasionally, but not very often. So I don't know, I think I have another one and I will burn it, but it's not like one that I'd be like, oh, I have to go out and get that. I have honestly just not been very impressed with my Yankee Candles recently. I have a bunch, as you guys know, so I'm hoping that they get better. I have a Goose Creek one burning now, and it's no better. I have this one. I think this is Bath and Body Works. It's Heirloom Pumpkin. Oh, this one still smells delightful, but it did something funky. Like one of them lit, and you can see there's like a pool. These two didn't stay lit, but that one did. And I don't know why. Oh, and something else that blueberry one did, now that I'm looking at this one, reminded me, it like mushroomed really big on the top. And I don't know why they do that. If any of you guys have an idea as to what causes that. I mean, I would cut it off and throw the wick away, of course, and then I'd trim it down to about 1/4 of an inch before I would burn it again. And every time it would mushroom. This is really good. This one still smells really good. And I burned this one a little closer to me, so maybe that's what I'll do with the Yankee candles. I'll bring them over to another area that's a little bit closer to me. But yeah, I was decently impressed with that. I am really, I don't know, I say I'm more of a wax person because I really like the wax, but I don't know, I like them both. This one was Charlie Brown Christmas. Love this one. It's by Candles by Victoria. This one is an awesome scent. Good throw. Liked that a lot. Santa Baby. This one was a sweet smelling one. Think I think that it had a decent throw. These Candles by Victoria ones, I think, have a decent throw, but they don't last a real long time. But that's okay. As long as I get like a day out of them or so, I'm pretty happy. This one is Pink Cupcake, and when I say a day, I mean like from morning till night. So it lasts 12 hours or so, which is decent for just a little wax. Pink Cupcake was really, really good. Those are all by Candles by Victoria. And one more was Cinnabon. This one of all of them was probably the worst throw. Still not bad. I could still smell it decently, but it wasn't a great throw. I have this by Yankee Candle. It's a centerpiece. It was Lavender Vanilla. I really liked that one. I can't smell it anymore. I would probably say on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the best, this was probably a 3, which is better than the other Yankee Candles, I would have said. From Front Porch Candle Company, I have Pumpkin Cream Cheese Cheesecake, and it was amazing. This one I burned at work or melted at work, and people would come into my office and wonder what was going on. It smelled so good. I have this sample from Spa Girl, and it was lemon verbena. And you can see the oil in there, I think. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a lot of oil still left in there. I'm trying to see if I still smell it. Oh yeah, it smells really good. And it was good. It wasn't great. I'd probably say it was a 4 out of 5. Just not my favorite scent, but it was good. And it was a sample, so it was free. Crinkle Company, Brandied Pumpkin. Good, not great. Probably a 3. Mulling Spices by Crinkle Company. Probably a 2. Just no throw on these. Gingerbread Cheesecake from Front Porch Candle Company. Very good. I'd probably say as far as throw goes, it was a 4. And the smell is just like it sounds. Mimi's Tarts, I did a woody myrrh, and the pour date on this one was 11/6, so I probably shouldn't have burned it until now, but I can tell you it was wonderful. Oh, it still smells really good. It was really good. I would say I have French doors on this room. Now this room is not huge. I'd say it's probably 12 by 14 or maybe 14 by 16. It's not a huge room. Yeah, maybe 14 by 16 if I had to totally guess, but that's a guess. It could be 12 by 14. It could be 20 by 18. I don't know, but I don't think it's that big. But anyway, I have French doors on it, and when you open the French doors, usually that's like, if they're closed, usually this is where the smell contains. But with the woody myrrh, you could smell it outside. It was fabulous. And same with this one from Mimi's Tarts, which was Grandma's Kitchen. Very good. And this scent isn't necessarily one of my favorite scents, but I loved that it had a great throw because that just makes you feel warm and cozy. And it's nice to smell good, you know. I will light candles in other places. I sound kind of goofy to myself. I don't know how I sound to you guys. I mostly have the candles lit in here because this is where I spend most of my time. I will light candles in the other rooms if I'm going to be out there, but if nobody's going to be watching the candles, I don't feel comfortable just letting them burn. And I have a wax melt in there, and I have a wax melt in the kitchen, and I will burn stuff in there occasionally. But for the most part, I just burn them in here. My husband likes some scents, but he doesn't like, I guess he doesn't care if it smells good or not, and I would rather not waste them on somebody who doesn't care. I mean, if he was like loving it and said, oh gosh, honey, this smells great, then I would be happy to light one in there or to burn a melt in there all the time when he's in there. But he spends so much time in and out and in the garage and wherever that, you know, unless people are going to be in there, I really don't like them. I also have a melt in the bathroom, which, you know, I will occasionally just light on the weekends or whatever. And as a matter of fact, I know that one of these, I think it was this Himalayan Spices, was in there. But it's a smaller one, so I can usually get 2 burns out of one. Okay, so that's that. I wanted to, favorites. Oh yeah, I did write a few things down. I wanted to say my favorite trip, and I went to Chicago and I also went to Florida, was Florida. And I know that, Tracy, this has nothing to do with you in Chicago. I just really needed some relaxing time, and my husband was with me in Florida, and it was just so nice to be in Daytona and just relax and have fun and be in the sun. And it was just a fabulous, nice, I would even venture to say a little bit romantic trip, because it was just my husband and I. And I met some wonderful gals, and I was able to do scrapbooking there, or art media, I guess, what I did there. And it was just fabulous. And that is one of my things, my favorite things for the last couple of months, has been making mini albums. I have just been loving it. I'm actually hoping to start one after I get finished with this, and it is already like 8 o'clock at night, and I want to start one, which is insane because I really need to be going to bed, but I can't help it. I want to do them. I love them. So that has been fun, and I have made a couple of things for Christmas, and we'll be sending those out soon. So I'm hoping to share my love of the mini albums and such with other people. So yay, that's coming. My favorite drink in the last couple of months has been the pumpkin spice latte at Starbucks. I do love that, although the peach tranquility tea is not far behind that, and the peppermint white mocha is also a favorite. And recently I've been drinking the heck out of some vanilla lattes. When I went to Chicago, my husband got me one, and I was like, oh. And then every day in Chicago, I think except for one, I had a vanilla latte. And my trip with Tracy was a hoot. I just really, really enjoyed her. So seeing her, she was probably my, I don't know, my best visitor. Let's say that. My favorite visitor in the last couple of months has been Tracy. And before that, of course, it was Tanya, hands down. So, yeah, that's been fun. And my favorite item of clothing has been the scarf. I am not wearing one today, but I do have a cowl neck on that I absolutely love. But definitely the scarf has been my favorite. It's warm and cozy and just feels nice, and I love that. So that's been my favorite article of clothing. My favorite candle was Summer Boardwalk. Of all of those, Summer Boardwalk was my favorite. My favorite Bible verse, I have it on the computer, so I'm just going to read it to you. But it is Psalm 29, verse 1 through 11. And I guess I'll just read it all. It's not too long. But ascribe to the Lord, you heavenly beings. Ascribe to the Lord glory and strength. Ascribe to the Lord the glory due his name. Worship the Lord in the splendor of his holiness. The voice of the Lord is over the waters. The God of glory thunders. The Lord thunders over the mighty waters. The voice of the Lord is powerful. The voice of the Lord is majestic. The voice of the Lord breaks the cedars. The Lord breaks in pieces the cedars of Lebanon. He makes Lebanon leap like a calf, Syrian like a young wild ox. The voice of the Lord strikes with flashes of lightning. The voice of the Lord shakes the desert. The Lord shakes the desert of Kadesh. The voice of the Lord twists the oaks and strips the forests bare. And in his temple all cry glory. The Lord sits enthroned over the flood. The Lord is enthroned as king forever. The Lord gives us strength to his people. The Lord blesses his people with peace. And that is just, when I read that, it spoke to me, and it was just breathe and just let go and let God. And I just thought that that was a really nice verse, and it really kind of hit home for me. This is always kind of a hard time for me of the year, and last year this time it was awful. I can tell you, I feel like normal. It feels so much better than I did last year. My husband and I just watched Charlie Brown's Christmas. That was something that I wouldn't have done last year, because I would have felt like he didn't want to, and then I would have felt like, and then I would have made all these things in my head that weren't real. Like, he doesn't love me. That's why I don't want to watch this. I don't want to watch it because it's really not that good. I don't want to watch it because it really doesn't make me happy. I mean, all of those kinds of thoughts were just so negative, and they brought me down last year. And thank goodness for therapy and medicine and doctors, and I am feeling so much better this year. And this year, my husband actually said, "Hey, do you want to watch Charlie Brown's Christmas?" And I said, "Yes." And he taped it for me while I was in Chicago. And I mean, those are just small little joys that I love. I mean, Charlie Brown, you guys know I love me some Snoop Dogg, and I love some Charlie Brown. So the Charlie Brown Christmas and Thanksgiving specials and the Halloween one, yeah, those are and I don't know, they're all good, but those are probably my three favorite. And then when we were watching that, he even said, "Hey, we need to watch the one with the Heat Miser." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I think that's the year without the Santa Claus." So, we're gonna find that online or somewhere, and we're gonna watch that too. Probably not tonight, but sometime. But those things are what's my favorites right now. Um, yeah, I guess Thanksgiving came and Halloween. I love Halloween. Thanksgiving was nicer than I expected it to be. You get some family that you don't see a lot of, and, it can be a little bit stressful, but this year it was nice. I'm looking forward to Christmas. I'm almost done with everything. I try to have everything bought and wrapped by Thanksgiving. That didn't happen this year. I still have some wrapping to do, a few small things to get. I'm mostly done. I did pretty well on that, but the wrapping I kind of slacked a little bit, but that's okay. I'm not kicking myself. I'm fine. The reason I like to have it done is so that I won't stress, and I'm not stressing. So far so good. I will say that my favorite ornament this year, which I haven't even hung on the tree, is this little hedgehog that my husband got me at Cracker Barrel. It's just so darn cute, and he's so sparkly and sweet, and I keep him here in my scrapbook room because he wants to keep me company. But I was going to hang him on the tree, and now I'm really not sure if I'm going to or not, because I want to keep him in here after Christmas too. He has a little scarf on. He's just cute. Oh, but I probably will just leave him in here just because I think he's cute, and I just have him sitting on the side. He watches me. So I guess that's it. I'm going to go ahead and, yeah, I think I'm going to be done so that I can get other stuff going on. Start making a mini album. But that's it. Thanks so much, guys. I really appreciate you. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.